Some time ago, somebody told me, and it's a very interesting thing actually, somebody said, what do you create in your mind, you can replicate in your life. First I didn't get the meaning of it, and then I thought about it very seriously. Then I understood what he was saying. So he said that what you create in your mind, you can replicate into your life. And what it means basically, whatever you create, whatever you think, however you think, that's you're going to end up becoming. You can actually, if you do decide to become that, whatever you think in your mind, you can create in a real life. So everything starts from here. So if you want to be a businessman, you can be a businessman, because then you created this dream in your mind, and then you're going to work on it, and hopefully you will work on it. Otherwise this creation would not come in your mind, because you're already thinking about it. And when you start thinking about it, you would also find a path to follow to get to your goal. And that takes time sometimes, that takes commitment, that takes a lot of strength, inner strength. And following that path you have to make a commitment. You have to be absolutely determined and goal oriented and totally resolute about whatever you want to achieve in life. You can do it. This is basically a very basic thing. People talk about that I want to be astronaut, I want to be a businessman, or I want to be a doctor. Where this idea came from? Which majority of time this idea came from, from the society, that they see that these people are successful people if you become a doctor or astronaut or a scientist, but hardly anybody says that, I want to be a plumber, or I want to be an electrician, or I want to be a car mechanic. Hardly anybody says that. And if somebody would say that, majority of time the society will look down upon you. Nobody would say that it's a bad profession, but they see the people who work with their hand, they will become either middle class citizen or lower middle class, but they will always struggle with money. But that's not the case. You can actually create a huge big business if you are a car mechanic or a plumber or electrician or a painter or whatever. But this is how people usually view, if you pick out the trade, that the trades people perceive that don't have a whole lot of money in it. So that becoming a doctor or becoming an astronaut or becoming a scientist or professor or engineer, that sounds really good. But we have to think beyond that. Doctors are limited too. They make very good money, they make millions of dollars, but they're limited. When I say they're limited, because there's a limit, we all have the limit. We have created. If I want to make $1 million, so that's my limit, $1 million. Sometimes people say that I want to make $10 million, so I make $1 billion. But there are always people are going to be out there who think bigger than you. And this is the message I want to send in this video. Do not think like everybody else. You can get an idea from other people what they want to be or what you can be by following or listening or observing other people, but you create your own world. If you really want to be creative and you really want to be successful in life, you must create your own dream. There is nothing wrong to follow somebody else's dream to make your dream, but you must have also your own dream. One can be successful in, let me give you my example. I'm successful in real estate, but I'm not like real estate tycoon. I put a limit on myself. So I created what I created, and I'm happy with it. But there are some people who are 10 times, 100 times bigger than me. So they had different type of limits they created, or different type of goal they had. And there are people out there, they are bigger than these people. So we all draw the boundaries We all make our own boundaries. So create your own boundary. And don't limit yourself with that boundary, because you can always extend that boundary, push that boundary to the further limits. And don't limit yourself. So I'm contradicting myself by using the word limit, and then I also say that push the limit. But there is always going to be, there's nothing infinity out there. People say that sky is the limit. Even this, they're using a limit. Or sometime now, recently, I have heard the term that sky is not a limit. It all depends on how you see it. But there is always going to be a point where you are going to say it's enough, or I can't handle it more than what I have created. So have a dream, work on your dream, and it can be achievable. People like you and me achieve those dreams. But create an environment for yourself so that you can become big. Or however you want to become big, financially or educationally, or however you want to become big. But create a dream in your mind. Without that dream, without that goal, without that desire to become something in life, then life is totally waste. Living day by day, and majority of people live like that. Go to work, come back home, nothing wrong with that. But also those people, they struggle. They struggle with money because they are living paycheck to paycheck. And they envy people who have money. Just jealousy kicks in. So my message here is become successful. Have a dream. Work on your dream. And then find a way to achieve your dream. But have big dreams. And then hopefully you will be successful. And hopefully you will be happy. But continue to work. Don't give up. Don't stop right in the middle. You are going to have setbacks. I had setbacks. Many setbacks. But that doesn't mean that you gotta stop. If you have setback, just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go to the next day. So whatever you create in your mind, you can replicate in your life. That's what the message is. And I think it's a beautiful message. And really it does not take a whole lot to create what you dream. It just requires consistency and your commitment. And if you have those and you work every day toward that, you will have built confidence. And once the confidence is built, then nobody would be able to stop you. So that confidence is the key. And where the confidence is going to come from? By doing it over and over and over and over, you build your confidence up. So what you create in your mind, replicate in your life. Think about it. And when I heard about this, and then I started thinking about this wisdom words, and I thought that will make sense. So I'm going to stop this video right here. And I always say that subscribe my channel. Try to save 65% to 80% of your income if you want to be financially stable and successful. Invest. You should have at least 2 or 3 sources of income. And then talk to the people who are successful. They will tell you, or you observe them. They will tell you where to invest the money, and then you create your own thing to invest. So you do not have to follow my advice or somebody else's advice. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Whatever works for you, do that. Become successful. Subscribe my channel. And thank you very much for watching the video. Bye-bye.